Welcome back, Bandec-folks. You're tuned into another episode of Bandecdotes. If you aren't already, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and give this video a like. Follow us on Instagram for all the updates. That's just at Bandecdotes, BANDECDOTES. We got a great episode for you today. We're going to skip some local releases because we've got a juicy interview for you. It is awesome. We've got Doghouse Rose. We've been dying to get them on the show. And this interview is very chaotic. Disclaimer, there's some technical issues, especially on my end. Specifically.
So what happened was we started talking to our wise friend Garrick. And unfortunately, we seem to have pissed off famous billionaire Kevin O'Leary with our recording. And he hit us with the EMPs. He got hackers on us. He was hitting us with the DDoSes. So he completely destroyed our interview to try to bury this interview from you guys seeing it. Kevin, fuck you, Kevin. Fuck you, Kevin. It's coming out, baby. You can't stop us from putting out the Doghouse Rose interview. So we got in there like the little surgeons we are, and we hacked and we cut an episode together that I think you guys are going to really like. Without further ado, I say we jump into that interview now.
A little slanty, but...
Is there any way to flip it so the camera's on top?
Oh.
Sorry,
yeah,
folks, we're dressing
We're
Garrett.
just worried about the speaker. Sorry for the delay. He just needs a bit of help.
His neck.
His
Right.
neck.
I think we're in good shape.
You guys in Toronto right now?
Over.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Garrick was connected in the Riverside there, and he was out he's in the middle of nowhere, and he had some really good connection. We had to say, like, we were quite impressed.
It's Kevin O'Leary. I'm gonna bring him up.
That's how it actually happened. He was like, yeah, there's a billionaire up here from Dragon's Den. That's all how it started. How are you guys doing? I love this. I love that, like, you guys are like in set up like that.
It's a free bro. Doing good. How are you guys doing?
Great. No, I think we gotta address the headless guy in the room. Garrick is clearly not with us at the moment, but he is at a lake right now in Muskoka, and I love that you've decided to include him in this. A lot of the time, people are just like, "I'm not going to make the interview. Like, we can't make it happen." But I love the extent of effort we've gone through to make this happen. This is great. I love this.
We do everything together. We're a team.
Love that. Do you folks want to just introduce yourselves for everybody?
Sure. I'm Sarah Beth. I sing and play guitar in Doghouse Rose. That's us.
I'm Jordan, drummer.
Jefferson bass. And
I'm Garrick. I play guitar.
did you
Yeah,
get that?
yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
get that?
we can.
Speak.
You can
boost
get
them.
that. That's great. So yes, we have Doghouse Rose. You folks are from Toronto. We loved, like we came across. I don't even know how we came across you, but we found Jacob's sweater, and we just started growing from there. And eventually, when the record came out, we did the review, and we loved this. We're so glad that we finally got to sit down. And I know that we had some you folks were playing shows, and we were going to do some wild interviewing in a van, which probably would have turned out great. But you know what? Here we are with in the attic with Garrick, and I think if this isn't charismatic, I don't know what is. So no, I'm great that we finally got you. So Doghouse Rose, let's get into a couple questions. Already, I can tell that there is going to be at least a good story out of this. I can tell you guys have a very family vibe, and I always say, like, bands are family, and we always spend a lot of time together, so there's always going to be these inside jokes, and you know, I can't wait to get into that. But before we get into that, let's talk about some Doghouse Rose. First of all, Tyler and I wanted to ask right away off the bat, it's a hacky question, but where's the name come from? Where's the name Doghouse? Oh yeah, he's got a theory. Actually,
I want to hear your theory first, so I can confirm or deny.
That's fair.
Okay.
My theory was that a Doghouse Rose is like the flowers you would use to get out of shit that you're in with someone. Like, if you're in trouble, you would give them the rose to get out of the doghouse.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh!
that's what it is.
Wow,
really
Tyler,
got
you nailed
I
it
was
on the
up
head.
at night just reading and scribing.
That's
How
great.
did you split on that?
Well, you know what it was? There have been moments in my life where I'm buying flowers for a significant other, and like some weird old dude will be like, "You trying to get out of the doghouse? What'd you do to get into the doghouse?" And that's just how I colloquially know what that means. It's because old men asking me when I'm holding flowers if I'm trying to get out of the doghouse. So
Because there's no other reason to bring flowers to anybody ever.
I can't
It's
think of
only
one.
if you fucked up.
That's true. That's
Funerals and
true.
fuck-ups.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
can't even bring flowers around the house because of my cat. Like it doesn't matter what occasion it is. Like they've got to be fake flowers, or if they are real flowers, they've got to be in a room locked away, and you can't admire them. They got to be like you don't get to enjoy the flowers because he'll eat them.
What is the cat? Oh, he eats them.
Yeah,
Oh.
he'll eat them. So yes, you have a brand new this is the second record that you folks put out, Unlearned, right?
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It came together. Oh,
It's okay. So just so you guys are aware, the way the video looks right now in Riverside, it looks like he's still talking. In Riverside, it's capturing your local video, so it won't look like this.
You fool!
Everything will be fine. So if you see him,
okay.
just keep going as is. Try to ignore it.
Now that it does like the weird speed up.
Sorry, yes, the record, Unlearned, yeah, second album on Stomp Records. We're really proud of this one. We're very stoked on how it turned out. Working with Scotty was like such a dream, and he really like cared about our vision and like listened to all of our crazy ideas and stuff, but he also like kind of steered us in a direction to like take it to the next level, and he's like, you know, like that's great, but like really try this and see like A/B it, and like he gave us a chance to try new things, and very happy on how that worked out.
Yeah, no, I love the energy. I love the vibe of the record. I love that there's some songs like Jacob's Sweater and Don't Be an Asshole. Like those are some of my favorite songs. They're very tongue in cheek. No, I really enjoyed it. And yeah, Scotty, actually, by the way, I'm buddies with Scotty. I actually had the pleasure of going on tour with Scotty when he played in Twin Rivals, my band Hellbent. We went out east together, and spent a bit of time together. So once I think I saw him in one of your folks' music videos, and I was like, "That's Scotty. I know that guy."
Dogs are barking. I hear someone at the door.
Yeah.
Garrett, you were in that in Twin
Oh,
Rivals.
Yeah, it was in Twin Rivals.
Yo, I've met you before, Derek. We've met. I've totally met you before, and I meet so many people sometimes. I'm so sorry I didn't recognize you right away. It just hit me. We've played shows together, Garrett.
Sorry, I can't.
That infrastructure is failing.
And
Jefferson, are you touching my
Salad
butt?
better?
I'm holding you up.
That's the way he holds you up, just via butt.
So Garrett, now that I can actually hear you, we've played a show together.
I think we
totally
played a bunch,
show together.
like a couple times. I think the last time we did was at Warehouse. You got on stage. You would always do Jackknife with us.
That's right. Yeah, no, like, yeah, I'm so I didn't recognize you right away, and this is so awesome that I just like a treat that I'm just finding out that you're playing in this band. This is awesome.
Yeah. that was Unlearned. So stoked about the record. I gotta ask right away: are those glasses on the front of the record? Are those prescription? Where did you get them?
I tried to ask a lot of optometrists about it. They just wouldn't build it for us, so we had to do it in house. We had to do it ourselves.
They're a prototype for the interdimensional
Yeah.
glasses. The first prototype
Nice.
for interdimensional glasses. They work most.
It's a little, janky though. Like, signal cuts out here and there, but
Kind of like this program.
Right, kind of like this interview. Yeah, yeah.
I would-
I love that.
Hakeem.
Now, so how long have you folks been playing in bands for? You guys been jamming? Like, I imagine this, like, I know this isn't Garrick's first band, so like, how long have you been playing music for?
Me?
Yeah.
100 years and count. 1,000 bands. Nothing.
Nice.
Before this, well, there's a couple of bands before this I was really proud of, but nothing that sailed off into the intergalactic world of successful music. But you know what? I'm always happy to be in the bands that I am right now. That's why I'm here. Like
Shout
when
out to the Tom
have a
DeLonge's
band,
right
if you're-
shirt.
You know what? I actually saw footage today of him saying that live in front of the audience. I was right. The smug look on his face. 1, 2, 3. It was
He
awesome.
deserves it.
All right, moving on. Jordan, go.
I was when I was 8 years old. So I guess I've been playing drums for like 23 years. Pretty long time. But in terms of bands, I played in little like all city jazz bands and stuff when I was in high school. I was like a band kid, and then I went to school for music, and I ended up coming full circle back to
Nice.
playing the music that I grew up loving, and like the reason I started playing drums. And yeah, I joined this band like right out of college, like directly out of college.
Yeah.
I started touring.
It said music that you were growing up with, and that's something I wanted to touch on. Is like your folks' music is very like old school skater punk, like Sarah. You have some delivery of like Brody from Distillers, but like I'm getting like Gwen Stefani still. Like it's very fun and like in your face. Like I love. It just reminds me so much of that era, and like you don't really hear music like that nowadays. Like it's very fun, upbeat. You've got positive messages in the song, like the songs, and then you have songs like Jacob's Sweater, and it's great. I love the diversity of like where you can go with it. Like and someone who plays in a band like Hellbent, who's just got songs about my dog and like smoking weed. Like I love a song that's just ridiculous. And like we had such a good time reacting to the Jacob Sweater
It's probably
music
the
video.
funnest
It was
reaction
such a
we've
good
ever
time.
We had a great time reacting to your reaction.
That would be great. Yeah.
I was like, I've never. When we were watching it, I was like, I've never felt more seen in my whole life.
Yeah.
I was like,
You get us.
Yeah.
no,
No, we
going back
picked
to
it.
what you're saying about like those are definitely two of like my hugest influences for sure. Like Gwen Stefani was definitely more like my sister's sort of era, like my older sister's era of music. But like she showed me that stuff when I was young, and like I think our general philosophy with this band about like the messages and stuff, it's like we either want to like our goal is to either make people feel better about the problems that they have or make them entirely forget their problems for like a little bit. Like that's the ultimate goal. So I think like even like sometimes the message might be a little heavier, but we try to like do it in a way where like it feels good or cathartic to kind of like sing along, to just kind of like jam on it, I guess.
That's great. That's
But
great.
that era of music was kind of like
Oh, it's super influential. I love that it's sort of coming back, and I love that hear that you folks are doing it like you're doing it right. I love it. I love it.
One thing I really liked about the record, to kind of go with what Phil is saying, is it is really interesting to see a record where you have songs like Jacob's Sweater and like even Don't Be an Asshole, which still has like a message to it. Like Jacob's Sweater is probably the best example of a song that's just like full absurdity. But then, I really like your lyrics on like Four Walls and like Six Stray Hairs and like even on Learn. I was re-listening to that song today, so it's really cool to see someone be funny and vulnerable at the same time. I feel like you typically only get one of those two things.
That's just kind of like the duality of life,
That's
right?
Yeah.
You have many moods, many feelings, many swings that like life is such a roller coaster. You can't really. I feel like as a musician, it's hard to provide people with just one. I actually have a harder time just doing that. Sometimes I just want to like make people piss themselves laughing. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm vulnerable and emotional, and this is what that sounds like.
It's like comedy tragedy, right?
Well said, Eric. That's lovely.
So wise.
Yeah. Within Jacob's sweater, there kind of is that comedy tragedy, you know? It's like he's on the highest high of his entire life, finding this beautiful, like, one-of-a-kind vintage piece. And, like, that very same day, you know, mustard tragedy strikes. And it's like...
He flew too close to the sun.
Too quick. No. They get the success.
So relatable. Huh?
Yeah, you guys
Is your house being bulldozed?
There's a pontoon plane landing.
It's
I thought
it's Kevin O'Leary.
That's fine.
He's coming for Garrick.
It's Kevin
Run,
O'Leary. He hacked our internet. He knows we're
Please don't land on me, Kevin.
He's like, it was my wife. It wasn't me driving. It was my wife.
Asking Kevin to get you.
Funny enough about Jacob, Jacob's asleep in the cottage right now, and that probably woke him up.
So the Jacob of his sweater?
Is that a person named Jacob in the video?
Oh my god!
He's
The one and only.
That's incredible. That's what we
was
like
Jacob
on this show.
playing
Authenticity.
We picked him, like, we saw that you included Jacob in the It Is What It Is video. We picked up on that.
One thing I noticed was when you were reviewing the Jacob sweater video first, you were referring to him as this guy. But when you were reviewing the second video and there was a spot of him,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And I love that through.
We're trying to create a cinematic universe.
The Doghouse Rose cinematic universe.
Yeah, there's gonna be a whole.
Well, and I mean, the video, the video for It Is What It Is like a love letter to like the Toronto punk scene, right? Like, there's so many people there involved in like a bunch of bands.
Oh yeah, we were so lucky. Like, we sent out a message to all of our friends. We're like, look, we're gonna have a party at our house. We're gonna film it essentially, and like we want to like have all of our Toronto community there to like join us in this like crazy endeavor. And like, you know, usually a video shoot like can be a little stuffy because you know you have to get the thing done. But holy crap, it was insane. It was just like the most fun day ever, and like everyone just brought all this like energy and creativity. Oh, it was a blast. And yeah, we're lucky that our Toronto fans came out to support us on that.
Free beer was, I think, a real big...
Well,
I think that had something to do with it, and it was kind of like a day drunk thing, so we started shooting, I think it was noon. So by the time 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it was sending people on their way, of course, in public transit. But,
responsibly.
Yeah, we had like Lime Ricky, we had Cupid Crew, Wise Guys, Filthy Radicals, Pink Leather Jackets, like so many others. I just stuck the top of my head. That's what I'm thinking of right now. But
No Sunshine
Collective, absolutely.
I have a wheel, like a weird wheel of like fifths of like how, like, Kenda of the Creep Show. I don't know her personally, but I worked with her brother and her mother very closely. Like, we were like best friends. And I'm always like, yeah, like she's like, you know my daughter's band? I'm like, yeah, the Creep Show. Everyone knows the Creep Show, of course. And like it was always this like weird thing, like, yeah, of course I know your band, like, or your daughter's band. Like
like, I work in film as my day job, and like my mother like also works in film, so like a lot of the time I'll like run into people that are kind of like my age, and like there's a lot of punks that actually work in film doing like special effects and stuff like that. So like run into someone like in the scene, they're like, I know your mom, like, so similar experience, just not as famous of a person, but it's like weird how those worlds collide sometimes. You know, you just like as an adult have to get used to like your parents being part of that world as well.
I was doing a little light reading before you guys showed up, and one of the things I read on your guys' write-up was, so it says, Over the past 10 years, Doghouse Rose has proven themselves time and time again to be a mighty force in the international punk rock community, from maximum capacity festivals to maximum security prisons. And I'd love some clarity on that.
Oh, wow. Prisons. Okay.
Yeah.
The first time we went to Europe, we went with this booking agent. He did a couple of tours for us, but we didn't really know what to expect because it was mostly concentrated in like Belgium and Holland. And this guy, he'd been booking and playing in venues for years, but he had all these connections, and one of them was this prison warden who hired us for, like, we played everything from like this minimum security, like, because in Belgium, if you're getting out in a year, they put you in this like soft prison so you can get used to being in the outside world. That was our first one, and then the last one we played was the last one we played was like fingerprint you, eye retina scan as you're going in, like checking every little thing, and the doors close behind you, and like you're going down this dark hallway, and
there was a moment there where I was like, "Are we being human trafficked right now?" Like, I was a little afraid. Like, it was
So
pretty.
that was like your guys' Saint Anger.
But the story about what was his name?
Well, we'll say that for another day.
No, that's a good
but
story.
I remember the first time we played one of the prisons. Going in, our booking agent was like, "All right, so." He's like, if they say really gross stuff to you,
oh my
just
god,
ignore it. I'm like, cool.
I do not envy women.
No, and you know what? Most I was like, okay, and most of them were really polite. But there was this one guy. It was like a big crowd. It was like a Folsom prison, like big, like lots of inmates crowd. And most of them were really polite. They were really like applauding and stuff. I guess they haven't seen people like outside of their, fellow prisoners in a while.
Cellmate.
So they were pretty enthused. But like one dude was just miming, jerking off like from like here to here the entire time. Like for our 45-minute set, unrelenting, like different angles, like leg up, leg down, sideways. Like he just was like really committed to the bit. And I gotta say, like, it as gross as it was, it's like, that's commitment, that's stamina, and it impressed me a little bit.
It begs the question: was he enjoying it or not?
It is a long time.
I mean, I think like when people see like a hokey country band and they do the thing where they're like they link arms and they do the circle. It's like they're kind of making fun of it, but like deep down, it's like you're enjoying it. Like you're moving to it, so like that means something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would like to imagine that he was really enjoying it, being like, "Oh, this band's amazing! Fuck yeah!"
Is it possible you
just going
misinterpreted
nuts
what he was
and just?
Why are you trying to cancel this poor person?
Yeah, maybe he was trying to play drums.
Yeah.
Just air drumming like the guy from Def Leppard.
That's his favorite.
One-handed.
There you go.
Oh my god, it makes so much.
You should find him and apologize.
Now, what does it say about me that I saw him pretending to jerk off as opposed to just air drumming one-handed? Like, it says more about me than it does about him, I guess.
Yeah. You could rethink our lives.
Yeah.
So, not only have you played one prison, you've played a handful of prisons. This is insane to me. You hear about like Johnny Cash and like the like that's really all you hear about, like bands playing prisons, but like that's so crazy to me that you guys had the opportunity. It's really cool of you. I mean, you're making you've invested in some long-term fans. Let's just put it that way.
They really were a captive audience.
I mean, like as soon as they get out, like they're gonna be buying all of the Doghouse Rose merch.
Wear their own clothes.
Yeah, they'll trade a pack
Part
of
of
smokes.
part of the terms of the with the promoter is that they add your new album to the commissary, and they can work for like 150 hours to get a Doghouse Rose CD and a Walkman. Yeah. The jerk off dude is just working his ass off.
I love that.
We did donate our album to the prison library.
That's awesome.
So if anyone wanted to listen to it, they could. But actually, at the last prison show that we ever did, like, because up until then they were like very well attended and super enthusiastic, and it was like a pretty enjoyable experience, and like it felt nice to kind of like have that interaction with people who, you know, like they need the entertainment, and you know. But the last time we played, it was a small little area, and it was like 20% capacity. And we're like, where is everybody? And they're like, oh, sorry, like they just got porn this week.
Internet porn, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, they were just actually.
Yeah.
We're like, oh yeah, I can't compete with that. I get it. That's fine.
Yeah, that was our last show.
I mean,
yeah, so the agent also booked us for like biker like clubhouses and stuff like that, and the prison. So I think he had some sort of like vertical integration, sort of getting the market corner.
You guys have played motorcycle clubhouses before.
Yeah. No, one of them where as soon as we were done stage, this guy brings in his motorcycle and starts doing donuts
so
on the fucking
sick.
floor.
It's so sick.
It sounds like you made that story
like
up.
Gasoline.
That's how ridiculous it is. Like I believe you, but I'm just saying, like that's what you imagined
like
happening at a
in a
motorcycle club. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, we when we did the house in Belgium, I remember I had a like girly drink that I was hiding. I was sneaking drinking this thing so I wouldn't get punched.
Is that a margarita boy?
Yeah, it was so uncomfortable. I hated it. Yeah,
it just
sneaking.
It reminds me of the Hell Satans from The Simpsons, where they stay with Marge, and he's like, I've tried getting the stain out, I've tried yelling at it, I've tried fighting it, I can't get the stain out. Like, it's just so like you have to hide your girly drink because like that's so funny. Like the fact because you know someone's gonna like they're gonna find they're gonna see it. Like, is that a margarita?
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't know until we got there, because like the way that agent works, he'd kind of just be like, yeah, I booked you all these shows. He would just say like where it was, like, but he wouldn't say what it was.
Yeah.
So,
show up, it's like a festival, show up.
We're like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this today. And like, it was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
But,
where, I mean, I guess I normally ask most bands, where's the weirdest place you've played? Those have had to have been the weirdest place you've played. Or is there weirder?
No, actually, I can think of one. I'd
Which
say,
one?
well, it was actually on one of those early tours with Saint Agent. Again, we didn't know what it was. We just knew where it was. And we showed up, and it was like a senior center, / hospice.
Okay.
So it was like, just like, yeah, I don't, it was a,
party.
Needless to say,
I was trying to think of a
those fans aren't around anymore.
No. But they were really mad at us. Like, they were, we're like, oh, like, this is a nice thing to do. Like, this is fine. But they were just, like, really dissatisfied, and they were, like, the meanest audience we ever had. Because, like, they're like, why am I spending my remaining moments watching this crap? Like, that was the
I was just gonna say, in their last dying moments, they are being subjected. I mean, not that it's like they would love to watch maybe like something of like they're like this is unrelatable
just
to
hear
them.
a song
this
they've
is
heard
terrible.
before.
Ah,
No.
Yeah.
yeah.
Go back here. There's also this other place we played in southwestern Ontario, actually, and it was kind of like this weird campgroundy thing. And it wasn't, the performance wasn't weird because it was like, oh yeah, the performance wasn't weird because it was kind of like set up, the PA, whatever, and it was in the campground area.
Party.
Yeah, it was a solstice party. But then they're like, Oh, because at the time I was playing a lot of stand-up bass, so we could do stuff acoustically more or less. And they were like, "Yeah, come into the woods for this like ritual kind of thing." I don't know exactly how
You were in Midsummer.
said what they said.
Yeah,
it was.
I've seen Midsummer.
no.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And then the start coming off, and then they're starting
Do
to
not
pass
take the
around
mushrooms.
fucking
Do
weird
not drink
smelling shit.
anything.
It was like, oh, we gotta go.
Someone was wearing like one of those those fake horns, dancing
dude.
naked. There was like a lot of bongos going on.
And then these two old people jumped off a cliff.
Oh my!
Well, that's actually how the hospice old folks home ended. I just admitted that.
My band Hellbent had the opportunity. We just played Pooza Fest in Montreal, which is like Stomp Records is like. There's so many Stomp Records that bands that played. Did you folks play that festival? Did we miss each other?
Yeah. We were actually on.
We were there on the Friday.
Yeah. We were on
Oh, you were there on the Friday.
The Ray Gun Cowboy.
Yeah.
So we couldn't stick around.
Oh.
We had to like. We stuck around for a couple bands, stuck around for as much as we could, went, shook some hands, said hi to people, but basically it was like Montreal.
We had like a 9-hour drive the next day.
Yeah, we're
up to Rouen to play that.
That's insane.
Town.
So,
which is a surprise. Rouen.
Yeah. It would have been great if, like, because, like, we came into, like, Hellbent came into town on Friday. Actually, our van broke down on the way to town, and on Friday we were carpooling with the folks in Mall Crimes, and yeah, we just barely made it by the skin of our teeth. Or like they had to play. We were playing on the Saturday, so we had a little bit more time. But I think we had to send them in Ubers, like, and be like, "You have to make your set." Like it was like the last minute. But yeah, I was just ashamed because like I think we came across you after I had done Pooza. So I was gonna say like if you folks had played Pooza and like I played Pooza, I would be kicking myself tenfold. But I guess in this case, I'm kind of glad that wasn't the case.
That was a heroic story, man. That's cool.
You gotta do what you gotta do to get to the show. Forever. You should talk about Pooza.
Pooza?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Pooza. Yeah. No, I'm glad we got to play it. Like every year, the lineup is amazing. And the first year we did it, dude, yeah, we were able to like stay the whole time. And such a fun weekend. Yeah, I'm stoked to just keep doing that every year. Even if we're not playing, I think there'll be a band expedition.
There's a tornado warning the first year we went.
Yeah, we were like eating tacos, and then it was just like everyone's phone was going off. They're like, tornado incoming.
Like,
and it's like, okay, maybe if we walk really, really fast, we could get to like one of the stages before the tornado strikes.
Right. Because if you get to the stage, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Power in numbers. We'll take on the tornado altogether.
I feel like we have a habit of narrowly missing natural disasters as a band.
Go on.
Oh yeah, that's right. What was the other one?
Oh, the other one. When we went to... Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Garrick, hit it. Natural disasters. You had something in mind.
Well, we so actually, like upon bringing Jacob into like the band verse, he was doing our merch on our like cross Canada tour. And coming back from the West Coast toward Ontario, every town that we were playing, like the next day, they were getting hit with something. So I remember just as we left BC to go back into Alberta, like there was like all of the flooding on the highway and like all of the highway were closed. A lot of people in Vancouver were stranded.
Wow.
And then coming back from like Alberta to Saskatchewan, Alberta got hit by like a bad snowstorm. And it was like, just like we were like, it was like if you could imagine in a movie, we were just like singing like happy songs in our van as like the highway behind us was just getting torn up by everything you like
just
imaginable.
in the rear view, just fucking. And you guys are just like, wouldn't it be nice if we could like just like.
We were singing a song called Michael and His Slipper Tree. That was our
nice,
like
nice,
song.
big recommend, nice.
Yeah.
Even actually, we played in And at night, there was like this massive warning. I guess we're coming back across in Winnipeg. There was a massive snow warning. So we drove through the night, and sure enough, the next day, like we never would have got out of Winnipeg for probably several days.
Wow.
Day to night.
Yeah.
Just
we
did it.
gone
Just
bonded
did the
back.
midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got to Thunder Bay. We're like, well, do we stop or do we keep going? We're like,
You go.
keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That was
So,
pretty-
where won't
Yeah,
you
that's a good
guys
question.
play? Like, if you guys are playing prisons, if you're playing prisons and playing motorcycles and elderly clubs,
What venue do you turn down?
where's the line? Yeah, what is the where's the line?
We will no longer play divorce parties.
Oh my god.
I'm
Never
sorry.
again.
That was our first and last divorce
Part-
party, and we will no longer play going away to jail parties because they're really sad.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The going away to jail party that was performed, Jeff actually sideshow bobbed himself with a rake
We're cleaning up this.
because we had to play in the garage, but the garage was full of crap. So they're like, "Yeah, clear this out before you start." We're like, "Okay, I guess." Like, we're brand new. We're like, "Sure." So we're like clearing out these people's garage so we can set up our PA. And Jeff like turned and like full on steps on a rake and like sideshow bobs himself.
I thought
Just like
that
the
rake
shitter.
thing was fake, just like quicksand.
No, it's
I
very
didn't
real.
think anyone's ever actually done that in real life.
Oh, I've seen it several times.
Yeah.
I used to do environmental restoration. There's lots of raking and lots of sideshow.
Lots of
bobbing.
sideshow bob. Both raking and plotting revenge on
Um,
small children happens there.
Really, that was like that was not the worst part of that going to jail party. Weirdly,
Oh my God.
yeah, it was like we didn't know that that's what it was. And we got hired by a friend to like play. He's like, yeah, it's like for my like teenage kids and like the older friends. Like, you know, it's like a backyard whatever. And then we're like, why is everyone so sad? Like, what is going on? We're trying. We're like telling jokes and it's just like stone faced. Like, I don't understand why they hate us so much. And then we found out it's like, oh yeah, like this guy's last night of freedom, and like the dad made him sit and watch our band instead of like,
Even though he wasn't having it.
like sit down and watch. I paid money for this.
So a lot of these shows that you've played start off with,
Yeah.
we didn't know that we were playing this. So it just turns out that you guys have been tricked a lot of times. So as long as if they give you a date and an address, you'll show up.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Right?
We have a good sense of humor for pranks. And
That's how we got
He was on the show Punked.
Except we didn't mean Ashton Kutcher at the end. Just really weird
Yeah.
feeling. We were left with.
Yeah.
So wait, the divorced party.
Yeah. Again, didn't know. It was just like this like, through the European agent. This guy hired us for like a party with his friends. And we're like, what's with the vibe? It's so tense and weird. And like this guy's like horn dogging every
Oh,
woman
so-
here. Like what is
It's his
why,
party.
So
why are
I
we here? It's
thought-
like,
It's
oh yeah,
terrible.
I thought you might have been
hired you.
hired as like sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. The delay is so bad. I thought you might have been hired as like this girl is going, or a woman's like going through a divorce, and like you're like her like girl power band, so she like needs like it was a dude's divorce party.
Oh.
I mean, I would have loved what you're describing. I take it back. If that's the divorce
it.
party that we're hired for,
Yeah,
we're
this
there.
just
Like,
feels creepy.
right on.
This
Like,
feels like a dude who's
yeah.
like, I got a band with a girl singer, and we're gonna have a divorce party together, and I'm gonna invite
Yeah.
girls. Like it's so creepy.
It's the same guy that's at the Rose shop that's been like, you're in the
that's that guy.
doghouse,
That guy
eh?
throws the divorce party. That's such an interesting way to even like put an energy out there. You're like, I'm very divorced. You're like, whoa, dude.
I mean,
see, I wasn't here for this, but in my head, it's like I heard it and I was like, I thought both people getting divorced threw a party together.
That'd be interesting. That'd be really like cool and amicable. I'd respect that move.
Or like the worst of your life because like they got divorced for a reason. Most divorce. I mean, there are some that remain friends after. They're like, we started best friends, we ended best friends. It just didn't work out. But like, come on, how does that happen? Like, yeah, way to make your guests feel weird.
Maybe it was just a super supportive, like, you're both moving on. We're both moving on now. We're going to support each other. Let's have a party.
Garrick is so wise, guys. He's so wise. So I also, during my light reading this morning, you guys had a video removed from YouTube for being too pornographic?
Totally.
It didn't get removed. It just got, like, shadow banned. And we had to, like, we had to fight, like, they were, like, I guess, like, I don't know, it was the last time video where it's, like, I don't know, a portion of it is, like, me on a bed in, like, my pajamas, and I guess, like, the photo, like, the thumbnail was, like, me like this with, like, I don't know, bare arms, and, like, does it think that my arms are dicks? Like, what is the, like, I didn't understand, like, what the computer...
That's so... Because it's an algorithm doing it, right?
No.
It's not a human making the decision. It's like an AI being like, those might be penises.
And they were like, this is not porn, this is the band's music video. But I guess, like, I was lying down for a big portion of it. Actually, fun fact, not so fun fact, I actually, like, totally threw my back the week before we shot all that bedroom stuff, so I was supposed to be kind of like a lot more dancing around, but if you watch that video, it's supposed to be just like trying to be like
horrible pain.
trying to be sexy.
Just in pain.
It's like on my elbows, like ow, 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 ow.
Action.
Then let it stop. But yeah, so eventually we
Did they ever explain?
That's so silly that
No, it was just like, this is clearly pornography. Like, you can't put that on YouTube. Or like, this is not pornography. It's a music video. They're like, you can't fool me. I'm a robot. They're like, but you know what porn is, robot? How do you know?
Well, did you guys follow the YouTube thing a couple weeks ago where like a guy's video was going viral because it was just like a full tutorial on how to nair your butthole, and he showed everything. Like within 5 seconds, there is a butthole front and center. Like. And because it's deemed educational, you can do whatever you want, as long as you mark it as an educational video.
That seems very wrong.
Yeah.
I think educational is kind of like...
there's...
a lot of times. It's like...
Yeah, and especially when it comes to, like, biologic, yeah. Like, if it's got something to do with the body, it'll let you do anything. That's why, like, Dr. Pimple Popper's, like...
Yeah.
Like, on YouTube.
And there's, like, these... You have to look for them, but there's like channels on YouTube where it's like teaching you how to breastfeed, and they have like 20 million views, and the ladies and all the comments are like, "What a gorgeous gal!" And like, it's so creepy. It's so creepy.
Oh my god! I didn't know about this the secret like world of YouTube buttholes and nipples. Like it's.
Yeah, secret society.
Oh, it's a dark place. The internet is human beings just like turned into their own awful ooze, and it's just everywhere. It's a scary place.
I mean, just to circle back, I'm quite confident that you're not supposed to nair your butthole. So like. I'm pretty sure it says right on the box. It's like, do not use
that was on
your genitals and or
there's
butthole. Like,
Nair needs to, I just come up with this. Nair needs to come up with a commercial using your song "Don't Be a Butthole," and it's like, don't use on your butthole, and
well, to be fair,
or they make a butthole specific one, and we can make the jingle. For
they
that.
have it. They have
You can put it on your
Nair for those areas.
You want
your butthole.
When the butthole discourse started happening, I started doing a lot of research on this. I was like, I need to know what's going on. Is this safe for these men's buttholes? God, I just want their buttholes to be safe.
That's part of your light reading.
You're a man of the people, Tyler.
Bands for buttholes.
You know, little. I'm on the butthole wiki at nights. You know, things are weird.
Sarah, you said earlier that you're in the the film industry. A lot of people typically, who are in that industry,
they work like grueling hours, like really long shifts. How do you manage to do the whole band thing and
I take
and work
lunch
in that
naps.
industry?
A lot, which is just like, yeah, the scorching I'll take the band to work and just like pass out at lunch. And it's also because it's contract work, so it's actually kind of ideal because like a lot of other like, you know, career style jobs, like they'll want you there all but 2 weeks a year basically, but with like film, even though like you kind of like do those grueling hours, you do that for like half the year, and then you kind of get all your hours in that short period of time, and then the rest of the time it's like available for you know, touring and shows and stuff like that. And they're like a lot of like the people that work in film are also, I love what's going on with this.
Yeah. Oh, that's wild.
I know. It's pretty distracting. It's pretty distracting. I can't believe how long you powered through without saying something.
Oh, it's too bad.
But yeah, a lot of people in film are like also like artists in addition to that, and they're like really supportive of the arts.
Yeah.
I'm really
It's
animated
so out of
there.
time. So it sounds like you're laughing at the weirdest shit. You're like, yeah, I work in film, and it's just you dying laughing.
Yeah, so it's a different work-life balance, but it works out for the better most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to work on unsuccessful shows and movies and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Plus, we learn a
so
lot.
rewarding.
We learn a lot for like
I'm
how to
working on it.
apply to like those techniques and stuff to our own like videos and, you know, whatever little projects we do like within the band, and like that like helps so much with doing like producing the videos, especially this last round, to be able to kind of like.
I think film work would translate really well to like the punk DIY attitude, right? Like people like doing makeup and like effects artists and like, right, like yeah, like it's, I can see it being almost made up entirely of like punk and like theater kids, because like those are the type of people who are going to be like doing set design and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
There's so many artists. Everybody's an artist in their own way. You know, if you stop anybody on a film set and be like, hey, what do you do in your spare time? Something, you know, fulfilling and enjoyable generally.
Yeah.
Actually, the three of us all work in
Yeah. Yeah, we're all in it.
We're in deep
Oh, so
Oh, that's great.
day jobs, you know?
Yeah.
But it helped out a lot. Like the last video that we did, like Jordan was on a show that was like wrapping up, and he's like, I've got all this like giant styrofoam. Can we do anything with this? We're like, I don't know, grab it, we'll see. And like that kind of like inspired us to like build a spaceship, which we did. And yeah, just having an eye for that kind of stuff and knowing how to like set it up and set it to camera and everything. Like, yeah, came in handy. All that styrofoam.
Oh yeah, that last video is all just garbage from.
All that DIY.
Yeah, that was actually went out into the garbage last Thursday or last Friday. Yeah, no, we had it said there's a big pile of garbage. Like, you think it's not going to take because it's like this dismantled spaceship, and they took it.
Yeah.
Yep. Lots of spaceships out that thing. Lots of people driving by trying to maybe
Nice,
rummage
nice.
stuff.
One of the garbage men was
driving
like,
by
honey, look what I got.
There's actually no coincidence that went out in the garbage around the same time that they found this alien thing.
That's great. Not a coincidence.
Is this a real thing?
I said
Yeah, but I don't believe you.
You want Tom DeLonge?
You
He said
You
it.
see it in like the
been
White
saying
House
that for
press
years.
conference. They have your spaceship.
So
Well,
when are
Anyway,
you guys going to
the
play
conclusion-
an alien mothership?
Well, they haven't asked us
We're not
yet.
allowed to talk about that.
All they have to do is just tell you where to play and what time and give you directions.
Yeah. And then suddenly we're like at this alien
I guess we're on an alien spaceship playing a gig, guys. Cartoon characters.
That's great.
completely different than ours.
You guys actually, your story.
I had to hide my girly drink that I was having.
Your guys' stories sound like if you made like a cartoon about like a punk group that goes on like wacky zany adventures.
Yeah, that needs to happen. I think we just pitched it.
Cartoon Crazy Guys.
Cartoon Crazy Guys.
Look at our film know-how on the.
Oh yeah, you guys are all in film.
Rip off the Metalocalypse format.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
None of us are animated. We'll have to commission that.
Fair. Yeah. Now, I think that's what the world needs next. I think we need a Doghouse Rose show or cartoon, however you guys put it together. You folks definitely are entertaining. I think we've taken up enough of your time. I think this has been a great interview. I didn't even need to get into the Bandecdotes segment because they just came out naturally. You guys told so many wacky stories about playing so many crazy places that I think that we popped that bubble for sure. Is there anything else you want to add or give shout outs to? Or if you, like I said, roll out the red carpet, plug all the stuff. This is your time to shine. This is your mic.
Garrick, why don't you take it away?
Yeah.
Garrick.
Well, if you haven't heard our record, it is out everywhere. Please listen to it. We worked really hard on it. It's the first record that I'm on. We started writing it the day I joined the band, or the day I started jamming with the band. We're all really excited about it. We're all really excited about our videos that we made. We worked really hard on those. I know you guys watched both those, but for those who haven't watched the third or all of them, please check them out. Lots of shows coming up this summer and in the fall, and coming to city, sky, sea near you. When do you guys say something?
Well said, Garrick. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
It was whatever happened at that Midsummer Festival. Like, Garrett's never been the same since.
He came back weird.
After you took that giant.
Ever
The
since
guitar
he met
displays
Kevin O'Leary in
itself.
Muskoka, he just hasn't seemed the same.
Right on.
I don't know what's going on today. It's been a quiet weekend, but there's been like I had to find the mic.
I'm
button
telling you, you
myself.
need to
There's
get
been,
out
like,
of there
4
now. Kevin
pontoon
O'Leary
planes
knows you're
taking
talking
off
about
it. New fear unlocked is Kevin O'Leary.
Awesome.
There's like other people here though, so I don't know if I want to. I see him. I'm gonna go just intrude on Jacob.
Is he wearing a sweater?
Real Jacob.
Jacob, are you wearing a sweater? That looks like that's a t-shirt. But that's like a very mustard stainable shirt. He's playing.
Oh, it's the goat! It's the goat!
Yes!
What's up,
It's Jacob!
Will you ever eat a hot dog ever again?
Oh, I had like 4 yesterday.
Nice.
Damn, that's a lot of dogs.
Mustard all over
bro.
them.
Yeah.
Damn, hell yeah. Are you a ketchup and mustard guy, or we mustard and nothing else?
I used
Wait,
to be I used to be
You
ketchup
put
only.
you put olives on a hot dog in that video. Is that something you do?
Okay, that wasn't me. It was the character Jacob, which I played in the video Jacob Sweater.
So you
was-
can confirm on this podcast that you would not put olives on a hot dog.
I'd never say never, you know. I might.
I like your open I like your open mind, but
I've
I
actually-
really needed this
It's like a
validation,
don't knock
Jacob.
it
I
till you
really
try
needed
it.
this.
I'm just gonna say,
Fine, I'll concede. But
I put olives on all of my street dogs. I do it. I'm not afraid. It's a salty little.
it's you.
But, okay, I'll take responsibility for the olives. I
That's-
didn't think it was weird. I just I do this. It's on the hot dog stands. Just it's one of the bacon bits, olives.
I'll officially retract my olives on the hot dog statement. If you put olives on your hot dog, there is. I think I said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I don't mean that. I don't care what you eat.
we gotta introduce the hot dog person, like the I was gonna say dealer. I don't know if that's the right term. Hot dog as like a villain in the Doghouse Rose cinematic universe. Because he is.
Well, we actually had a more sympathetic.
I'm gonna start a hot.
We had a more sympathetic view of Greasy Glizzy in our newest music video. You find out about halfway through that the character that I play in the latest video is actually the same character that was yelling at Jacob for dropping his hot dog. So I think it was just she was very unhappy in her life.
Oh, well, don't spoil too much because we're waiting to film our react.
I'm sorry.
We're definitely gonna watch that and film a react for it. So.
That was great, guys. That was I really enjoyed our time together.
Likewise, thank you very much.
This was awesome. Thanks so much.
We'd love to do this anytime at all that you guys have us. So